What's up guys, Houndish here, and today I've got some Destiny 2 news. I wanted to talk about yet another new character coming to Destiny 2. We've had a look at a new linear fusion exotic, as well as a Vex Vault, a bunch of gear, some really exciting stuff that you may not have noticed in the recent trailer, so let's get into it. So I want to talk about a new character. I did speak about a new character yesterday called Captain Jacobson. If you want to find out more details on that, I will link the video in the description. But in the trailer we had yesterday, we hear a new female character say, "The war is over and we've lost."
The war's over. And we've lost.
Now, a lot of people assumed that this was Ikora Rey talking, but if you actually look at the version that Bungie put on Instagram, it does have subtitles, and the name for this character is actually Sloane. So this is clearly going to be a very integral character in the story for Destiny 2. We did see a female Titan talking to Zavala in one of the recent trailers. They also say a few lines in this trailer, and it does sound like it is going to be that particular character. Obviously a character with some influence who has some kind of relationship with Commander Zavala. The character Sloane actually appears in the Ghost Fragment Fallen 6 grimoire from Destiny 1, which is really interesting, and it's actually Sloane talking about what's going on in the Cosmodrome, particularly with Siva from Rise of Iron. So it is one of the more recent characters that was referenced in Destiny 1, but it's really cool that there's a link there. It looks like it's someone we're going to find out more information about. Also, the character talking to Gull is now confirmed to be the CONSUL, also via Instagram, where it actually has a subtitle, and of course we see the speaker there, obviously being tortured in some way. In the rating for Destiny 2, they did have a justification that in some of the cinematics you see electrocution, and that actually looks like what is happening to the speaker right here, so it's very interesting. It's going to be super exciting to get into this story. Up next, I wanted to talk about this weapon right here. It actually appears to be a linear fusion rifle, but if you look at the weapon from this angle, you can see that it has this kind of interesting color scheme with a kind of almost opaque purpley glow on the bottom of the weapon right there. So I do think that this is going to be an exotic from the way it looks from the front. We also get a third-person view right here of the weapon hitting a Minotaur with a void shield, and as you can see, there is a pretty sizable explosion right there when the weapon actually fires. This could be an exotic ability, but if you think back to the recent Edge interview, they actually said that in the beta, some of the energy weapons weren't fully implemented the way that they were going to be in the full game, and they spoke about a nuclear kind of explosion which also kills nearby enemies. And that appears to be exactly what we're seeing right here. A lot of people, when I said this originally, said it was in the beta, but looking at this, it actually looks like a much bigger explosion. So like I said, this could be the new implementation of energy weapons actually taking shields off, or it could be related to this exotic weapon. Either way, it's pretty fantastic. Right here we see a really cool cinematic with a bunch of Guardians, and Cade's talking about putting a bullet in Gull's head. Leading this pack is actually Hawthorne right there, who was described in the Edge article as a fantastic sniper, so that makes a lot of sense. Looks like Hawthorne's going to be out in the field with us. But also we see what looks like a Warlock with what I thought was originally Vex armor. You can see the kind of helmet right there. Looks a little bit like a Hobgoblin or something like that, but my friend and fellow YouTuber Nem actually pointed out that this is probably a Scion helmet. If you look closely at the face, it does look very similar to a Scion. So it's interesting. This could be new exotic armor, this could be raid armor, or this could be armor which is reserved specifically for a character in this story, because it does look like this is actually a cinematic right here. Either way, really cool armor. Perhaps it gives us at least a little bit of a tease to what we could expect inside of the raid. And then we actually see some Sparrow action right there, which is really cool, and you see Ikora Rey actually fire a weapon while driving the Sparrow. I don't know whether this perhaps is a little hint to some kind of vehicle combat that we may be able to do in the full game. That would be really awesome if you could actually fire weapons from a Sparrow. Right here we get a really interesting look at some Vex architecture. This actually is more or less identical to the Vault of Glassdoor, and we've actually seen this in another trailer as well. It appears to be this giant Vex construct on the planet Io with this kind of almost jumping puzzle on the front of it, and we've also seen a Warlock kind of in the top section of the space. I believe the circular door is actually down inside of the structure that you can see from the outside here, and obviously we've seen little bits of trailer footage inside of of this space kind of looks like a Vault of Glass 2.0 or something like that. Something to take note of right at the end is that we see this giant hobgoblin boss, which is really interesting. It has kind of two tails right there, and it also has this almost carbon fiber kind of effect on the surface of the enemy right there with this kind of blue tinge, which is really cool. If you pay attention to the kind of red space above them as well, this actually looks like the bottom of a really long drop that we saw in another trailer right here. You can see the Guardians kind of jumping in, and then the clip that we saw yesterday actually looks like what is at the bottom. Perhaps this is also inside of this mysterious Vault of Glass style architecture, but definitely some huge hints right there at stuff we're going to see in Destiny 2. It looks absolutely awesome. Now, before I finish this video, guys, I've got a bit of a different promo right here. So Marilis Action is some pretty awesome recording software that you can use to capture gameplay on PC. You can use it to capture with hardware capture, so things like Elgato if you want an alternative. You can do screen capture, you can record audio. It has advanced options for NVIDIA HEVC and 120 FPS recording. So if any of you guys want to be recording awesome Destiny 2 stuff on PC, then definitely you should check out Marilis Action. I will be doing a giveaway for Action, which you can follow the link in the description below. If you enter that and don't win it, then you will be granted with a 25% discount code for the software, which is absolutely awesome. I really highly recommend that you guys check this out if you're into recording. The links for that will be in the description below. For now though, guys, I very much appreciate you watching this video. If you've enjoyed it, a like and comment below means an awful lot. But for now, I hope you guys have an awesome day.